Hi guys! Hope everybody is doing well today. Instead of my usual video of posting the ultrasound that I just had, I want to do something a little different today because, well, first of all, it's going to get boring if I just keep posting ultrasounds every single week. But also, I realized that after I get my ultrasounds and I post the video, I'm always really excited. I'm pretty pumped. I have, a restored sense of faith and hope and positivity. And then I realized that you guys are only seeing just a small portion of what I actually feel throughout the whole week. And so I wanted to talk about that today because I think that's really important, and I know a lot of other people watching this will be able to, understand what I'm saying because they're feeling the same thing too. So I just, wanted to focus on this today. So after I get my ultrasounds, like I said, I'm usually very happy and excited. But to be 100% honest, those feelings, they fade pretty quickly, and then within the next couple days, I am right back to being really nervous, really anxious, really scared that something is going to go wrong. And I don't necessarily feel super nervous about that moment. I start thinking ahead to the future and think, okay, well, I made it to week 7 and I made it to week 8, but am I going to make it to week 9, week 10, week 12, week 20? My mind just starts going and going and going. And, it doesn't matter how great I feel after an ultrasound and how relieved I feel, it just doesn't last. So, the rest of my week is spent with a lot of anxiety. I pretty much am worried morning, noon, and night. It doesn't ever stop. And I really wish it did. I want nothing more than to be able to fully embrace this pregnancy that I have wanted for 4 years. And now that I finally have it, I just would love to be able to just, tell the world I'm pregnant without having to be like, but it's still early, or we'll see what happens, I just want to embrace this pregnancy and embrace the idea that I will be giving birth to a healthy child in 7 months or so. I want to internalize those feelings so badly, but the truth is I'm just not quite there yet. And, the first trimester is the danger zone, as I call it. So I'm hoping that once I'm out of that danger zone, that it gets better. I don't think it'll ever completely go away. I think I'll always have something to worry about because honestly, at this point, worrying is kind of an addiction. It's what I've been doing for the past several weeks. And so I think I'm always going to have some level of worry and fear, but I just hope it can improve because it brings me to my next point, which I was going to say, I haven't been able to do all the things that I really want to do. My friend Lindsay gave me some books to read. What to Expect, Your Pregnancy Week by Week, this baby book, and there's another one, and I started to read one of them, the What to Expect, and then I was like week 5, and then I got to a part where they were talking about, what can go wrong, and I was just like, nope, like I can't do it yet, like I'm not there yet. It's better now than it was then, for sure. Like at 5 weeks, I was just like, I don't know, anything can happen. But now I do know that chances are everything's going to be good. So I really am going to start trying to force myself out of my comfort zone and just, start reading these books because I think that's what will help me to actually embrace this pregnancy and to fully convince myself that I'm going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. The baby's going to be fine. It's going to work out. Also at 5 weeks, I went ahead and bought this book, the Belly book. It's a pregnancy journal, but it's not just free writing. They ask you, questions about how you're feeling, what your symptoms are, and then you can post a little ultrasound week by week. And this was perfect for me because I, for some reason, have been really anal about keeping track of my symptoms. I don't know why. I want to document every single thing about this pregnancy, like I'm in some kind of research experiment or something. I don't know. But so I was all excited, and then I've had this for a long time now and I haven't written one word in it. Why? Because I started to think, oh no, what happens if I, start writing in week 5, week 6, week 7, and then I have to stop there? Like, that'll be awful. So I'm just going to wait until I, can't wait anymore, and then I start writing in it. So I've been keeping track of everything on my phone, and I'm just going to transfer the information into there one of these days, hopefully sooner rather than later, but I think I'm pretty much going to force myself to do it here in the next few weeks because, at that point I just am having a baby, period, end of story. Another thing I've really been putting off doing or wanting to do is basically any kind of preparation for the baby's arrival, which is very unlike me because I'm a huge planner. If I have an event or something, big that's coming up, I am on top of that. I start early. I would rather finish and then, be done with it than be scrambling around at the last second. So if I was a normal pregnant woman, normal meaning, haven't dealt with all this stuff I've gone through, I probably would have had all sorts of things done by now, but I don't want to buy anything. I don't want to do the registry. I don't even want to think too much into the planning at all at this point. I'm just paranoid about it. So I just feel like I'm so behind schedule and I'm like, oh my God, I only have 6.5, 7 months left, blah, blah. But yeah, I just can't go there yet. I know I have time. I don't even know when the normal, time frame is for people to do this anyway. I don't know, maybe nobody even does anything till the last minute. I don't know. One last thing that's been really hard for me to think about, but the time is coming up really soon, is a pregnancy announcement. And this is another thing I've been waiting to do for so long. So I'm really excited about it, but I'm wait, it's right now that I need to start planning this. If, unless I just want to post a picture of an ultrasound and be I'm pregnant, which I don't, I want it to be more grandiose than that. I guess start planning now. I'm the time is now. You can't wait. You can't put it off. If you're going to announce on this specific date, which I am, and I'm going to talk with you next week about the whole pregnancy announcement thing. I'll get into that, but I have the whole thing planned out in my head, but it's just so hard for me to execute the planning, the actual, planning of things. So I'm I have to do this or else my plan will not, work. Oh, also at my ultrasound recently, my husband, Robert, was the one who was actually nervous, which he's usually so excited. And I'm wow, he's affected by this too. As we were walking in, he says, so do you think everything's gonna be okay? I'm what? Why are you asking me that? You're usually the one who's super pumped and I'm the one that's asking you this. What is going on right now? So I'm I hope everything's gonna be okay. And then when we were in the room waiting for the doctor to come in, he's I don't know why, I'm just really nervous. And I'm what? Don't spring this on me right now. I'm why are you nervous? What's wrong? What are you thinking? What's the problem? And he's just I don't know, I'm just nervous. And then, everything was totally fine at my ultrasound. And I was so what happened? What were you thinking? And, he was telling me things I just was really nervous that it wouldn't happen. And I think it's because he's really starting to get attached to the pregnancy and attached to the baby. And so now it's freaking him out at the thought of something going wrong too. And it's funny. I haven't seen that come out in him yet. It's weird that it happened at 9 weeks. But I totally empathize with him. I was it's okay. I'm the reason you're feeling like that isn't because something was wrong. I'm it's because you want to protect yourself. You're getting attached and you want to protect yourself from possibly getting let down. So in order to do that, your mind just thinks the worst. So now you know how I have felt this whole time. Usually he's you're being crazy, you're fine, blah, blah. So yeah, we're both on the same page. Yeah, I just wanted to quickly talk about that anxiety that I've been feeling, just so, everybody gets a accurate picture of how it really feels to be pregnant after infertility and an early loss. It's happy, yet it's extremely, extremely terrifying at the same time. But anyway, that's it. Make sure you watch my video next week because I'm going to talk about the pregnancy reveal, what I have planned for that, when I have that planned, and I have some pretty cool stuff coming up. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Bye.